So the She-Hulk finale. Here's my reaction to that. Like and subscribe for me watching this entire show and sitting through this nonsense. So here's my review or reaction, whatever the fuck you want to call it. This show blew me away with how just nonsensical it was. So the villains of the show, which I was waiting the whole time for a review as to what the villain would be. And I'm blown away that by the end I'm like, okay, so the villains are just men on the internet. Internet trolls to them. I was like, what? That's the villain of your show? Just guys who don't like your show? I'm like, you think they wouldn't like your show? Your fucking nonsensical, sexist show? I was like, wow, that's the villain of the show. So every Marvel character has ever existed has had some villain from the comics. First time ever, the villain is Twitter. So it gets to the finale, this nonsensical finale. It skips things because I guess they just were too lazy. But apparently She-Hulk got arrested. Why? It doesn't tell you. It doesn't show you what happened. Apparently she hulked out. What did she do? It doesn't show you. She's just in jail. In Emil Blonsky's little container thing. Then she has a device stuck to her leg so she can't hulk out. And it's a device that in episode 1 they said wouldn't exist for her. He never made it. So how did they get it? Remember that? Go back to episode 1 when Bruce is telling her that she can't have one of these. That would have, come in handy the whole goddamn show. So she has the device. She's in jail for no reason. She's moving out for insert reason here that they're skipping over. They're just fast tracking through everything. The parents are not even characters in the show. Like, what did they even do? They spent like 45 seconds in total of screen time. Then, a barn. One guy goes to a barn. I forgot who this person is because these characters aren't even characters. And he's infiltrating a group of men who are mad at women in Marvel. Intelligentsia. What's with the Spanish sounding name? And their goal is to turn one of their members into the Hulk using stolen blood. Is that how it works? I guess that's how it works. I guess it turned her, but isn't that because her DNA could survive that level of radiation? I have no idea how this makes any sense. And then it just stops. She breaks the 4-for-1. They were making fun of the fact that everything is handed to her, that she has got this powers through nepotism, that she's not as smart or anything as a Hulk. I'm like, yeah, you just proved it. You cinema sins yourself. She never has to solve anything. Everything just happens for her. Even this, she stumbles upon this crew and they just reveal the plan to her. She never had to learn it, never had to do anything. She just like sleepwalks into this thing. And they told you what they're doing. Lazy. So yeah, you are having it handed to you. You know what? You didn't have to solve a goddamn thing. Then she just breaks through the fourth wall. I guess that was kind of clever because I actually thought my thing messed up. And she goes and she meets Kevin at Marvel Studios, which is a robot. The only time I laughed when she said, when are we getting to X-Men? That was kind of funny. And she makes the ending worse. This ending that already doesn't make any sense. Where it has the Hulk, it has Abomination, it has this guy. It ties up nothing. And she says, the stakes of the show aren't an epic battle, aren't an epic villain. It's the fact that I have to get along with myself. I'm like, oh, wow, okay. This is made for, like, rich, liberal women who have no real problems in life. Like, any inconvenience is a trip to the bar with their girlfriends to, like, get pats on the back and say, you go, queen. This is not made for normal human beings. Like, these are not real problems. I'm like, yeah, he's listing the problems with the show, and there's still problems with the show. I'm like, yeah, your show's very unepic. Your show is deviating from the formula, and it's the one time I begged for the formula to come back. And then she eliminates characters from the finale. She makes it daytime. Then she comes back and it skipped the ending. So I'm like, your finale was to skip the finale. Daredevil just lands. He's like, you missed everything. I'm like, yeah, so did we. And then it ends. This is her hanging out with Daredevil and her family. I'm like, so your finale was to skip your finale. He got arrested, the Todd guy, Ted, whatever the fuck. How? How did he get arrested? How did the thing get broken apart that the cops was running there? I don't understand what happened. They skipped their own finale. It was mind-blowing. I'm blown away that this is a real show. I'm blown away. I don't even know how to explain this. Has anything I said made any sense? Because I don't even know how to wrap my head around what I saw. So, yeah. Not only the worst Marvel show he made, but probably the worst show I've ever seen. It might be in first place the worst show I've ever seen. It is very unfunny. It's very sexist. Like, it's the most sexist show I've ever seen. Like, it's so blatantly sexist. Like, if you just swapped the roles and made Hulk the lead and him talking about women the whole time, you'd be like, oh, that's sexist. And then it was tonally all over the place. There was no through line. And the villain was men on the internet. How did this happen? How did this get greenlit? I hope season 2, like, I will watch season 2 because the episodes are short. That's the only reason I got this. They're short episodes. They're easy to get through because I'm just watching nonsense in amazement that it exists. Anyways, F. That's what I give this show. Big fucking F.